Papua New Guinea is the world's second largest island. It is a country that is filled to the brim with dangerous mountains, impenetrable jungle, and illegally armed groups. In 2014, myself and my friend Richard completed what many told us was impossible, an unmotorized crossing of the country through the interior without the help of porters. It is getting late, and we're stuck on the river, desperately trying to find somewhere safe to sleep. But it is looking bleak.
We were supposed to reach a village. Unfortunately, because the tide was all out, there's a sandbank surrounding the village, which meant that we couldn't get in. So now we're stuck in the night, trying to find somewhere to put the boat before the tidal wave or the tidal bore comes in. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm very slightly nervous here because the guys don't really know what's going on too.
Just in the nick of time, we find a sheltered creek to dock in, minutes before the tide hits us. It is a safe place for the boat, but not for us.
So we've had the last 3 hours sort of frantically trying to find a creek to dock in.
When we stopped on the side of the bank, he said, "Oh, torch, to look on the side," and he went, "Yeah, there'll be crocodiles near here."
Perfect.
It was a peaceful night.
At 3 in the morning, we are up to take advantage of the outflowing tide. In not too long, we've pulled into a village to rest and resupply. We decide to treat ourselves by eating our first red meat in 3 months.
As you can imagine, we've not been having any fresh meat at all in this expedition, apart from the odd chicken here and there, which was a special treat. There we go, off to kill a pig with a spear. Okay. It's much more closer to home than killing a chicken. And I'm not gonna lie, it feels a bit weird. Moments I suppose you don't really forget. You've got yeah. It's kind of good to come back down to reality that this stuff doesn't just come from polythene packaged things in supermarkets, you know, it's actually a real animal that you have to kill. Well, it feels like a couple of hours sorting out the pig and cutting it up into usable chunks. I'm glad I did it because it's an experience that I think people should really have.
After a tasty supper, we're back to the grind the next morning. But the only way to make progress is to walk.
We thought we might be walking a bit, but this wasn't what we had in mind. And you can't see underneath, but it's not hard ground. You sink to about your shin, you're going up to your knee, but it sucks, absolutely sucks now, because we're going to be stuck for the rest of the day in a creek until the tide changes, and then we're going to sail in a very, very small boat up to the next village in rough seas. This is ridiculous.
The daily tidal bore sweeps in like clockwork. We set up camp in an abandoned bush shelter where the surroundings seem to predate history. Here we watch the locals do something that leaves us gobsmacked.
Obviously, being from the UK and not having a huge amount of need to start fires, we bring lighters. The guys, a little bit earlier, they literally sat down on a log, got 2 sticks, started rubbing them together and made fire. We offered them the lighter to use, but they went, nah, it's too difficult using a lighter, might as well just do it with the sticks the old way. Absolutely incredible. Makes me feel like I've got all the gear and no idea. And I suppose, in a lot of ways, I have.
While we wait for the tide to change and the wind to drop, we decide to ask if we should be worried about the weather.
Is there any concerns about the weather today?
As I told you at the first place, there's some men there. I just left him there in the village.
Yeah.
To take rid of these clouds and all this and get the wind the wind.
How does the man in the village get the man in the clouds to help us? Magician or?
This is sorcery. We believe that the word we are speaking to the clouds,
Yeah.
it's happening.
Yeah. Good. Is there any other type of sorcery that you use to help you when you're sailing?
If a person dies, the cloth they used to wrap that man.
Yeah.
We used to cut it out,
Yeah.
and then there's this coconut was there.
Yeah.
The suit of it. Go and put it on the outrigger part,
Yeah.
and then tie it there.
You let's say Surya died. You then take some of his clothes, wrap it in the coconut,
Yeah.
bit of coconut, put it onto your boat. He
Onto
then
the part.
watches over you.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the part.
It's good of him, isn't it?
Whatever help we can get with the weather is welcome. We're moving from village to village, changing boats every time. Nobody seems willing to sail with us all the way to Daru, which marks the end of the expedition. It is the wrong time of year to sail, and some of the locals have dubbed our voyage the suicide sail. Fortunately, we meet one hardy crew of sago farmers sailing to Daru to sell their produce.
So, another new boat, another new local to take us down the final bit of the river, but we have it. Our final piece of the puzzle is here. We should be really happy, but obviously we're not. There's something that's not going perfectly, and that is the weather. The wind is absolutely battering us. My only concern, another one, is every turn, and because of the wind being quite strong, there's a lot of cracks, a lot of creaks, there's been a lot of mending, and we're only on the first day of using this boat. So I'm hoping that it's going to get there.
The end of the expedition is close, but the elements are against us. On a daily basis, we're battling high winds, avoiding a strong tidal system, and getting repeatedly soaked.
You said today the water's quite rough.
If anything happens in the water,
Yeah.
everybody will die.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying suicide.
Today when the sea was quite
Yeah,
rough,
the boat will turn.
the boat will turn.
Yeah, that's why I said suicide.
We're in a dangerous environment, and the locals know this only too well. But a weird mix of humour and cabin fever seems to be getting us through. The tide is against us yet again, so turns are taken to push the boat along the beach. The slow progress is starting to frustrate us.
Our trip is the same as many others are in the same light that go on for so long. It's all about the highs and lows, and it goes from massively ecstatic to massively depressed. This morning where we kept getting up and we're not going anywhere, it's like, it feels to us like the world's going to end. That's what it feels like, because everything we've been doing for the last 2.5 months has been to get to this point.
We've been walking, paddling and sailing for 3 months, and now the shores of Daru, the end, have been sighted. We've raised the Union Jack alongside the Papuan flag to prepare for our entrance into Daru.
We've been through bush tracks, we've dodged snakes and crocodiles, we have been down the longest river in Papua New Guinea, or come all this way with no motor, and getting to the end, it's all we've been thinking about. Our whole lives have been justified with just making distance each day, and this is the very end now. At the end of an expedition, you get a lot of people saying that they're not sure, they're happy that it's over. I have loved this expedition. It has been the epitome of adventure, and I don't think anything could have made it more of an adventure. It has been absolutely fantastic, but at the same time, right now,
I am very glad it's over. We are both absolutely shattered and I'm so happy to be here. It's been such a long time coming. This expo, we've been talking about it. I've been boring all my mates for 2 years, talking about what we're going to be doing. And now we are finally here. It has finally happened and it is over. And I can use the motor as much as I want for the rest of my life. It doesn't matter anymore.
Finally we're here. When we were paddling in, all I could think about was all the horrible days walking we had. When we're in mud, sweat, when we're just constantly hungry. And it's now over. I never have to do that again. We've completed what seemed impossible. And I tell you, I can't think what else I do is going to top this feeling. Ever. It's amazing. Amazing.